Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about your cell phone. This. Why it's one of the most powerful tools that you can leverage in as little as 5 minutes a day to increase results that you're getting off various Google web platforms by as much as 10 to 30%. I'm going to show you how you can do that, and I'm using the 5 to 10 per minutes per day, and I'm being very, very generous because the example that I'm going to use did all of their images at once years and years and years ago and have never done them since. So if I said 5 minutes per day, I doubt that's what it really came out to. This example that we're using probably spent less than a minute per day on average in order to do one simple thing that has increased their results on their website by upwards of 10 to 20%. Okay, and I'm going to prove it to you. Not just going to say it, I'm going to show you. And then I'm going to give you specific tips on how to leverage this incredibly powerful tool. And this is for my customers, this is for everybody. This particular video is being made as an update to inboundREM's actual consumer base. But in addition to that, I'm actually going to post this particular video live because it's such an important topic and it's so easy to do. It's really not all that complicated unless you make it complicated. So let's first talk about images. All right, here's some things that I don't think that real estate agents know. What's the number 2 search engine in the world? Is it YouTube? I'll bet 99% of you just answered YouTube because that's what we've been getting told. That is incorrect. The number 2 search engine in the world is Google Images. People, and that should surprise none of you, not really. What's the number 1 fastest growing social, actually the number 1 fastest growing social media platform is TikTok, which is leveraging video. That's another subject entirely. But 5 years ago, the number 1 platform was and has been for a very long time. Instagram followed shortly by Pinterest. And what do they focus on? Images. We're fascinated with images. And what's more, when you take an image with your phone, here's something that most of you also don't know. If you read this article on ABC, the Australian affiliate of ABC wrote an interesting article about images. Not even I knew that there's 460 data points, 460 metadata tags when you take an image. 460. They include GPS location, the height and width of the photo, a lot of technical data that basically kind of talk to you about the device the image was taken on and other details about the image. But here's the ones that are relevant to us. They absolutely put markers, location markers, inside the metadata of the image. So one of those strange things about taking photos with your phone is you typically have to be at the location when you go take photos with your phone. One of the things that you can't trick with Google is if you are a real estate agent and you're doing business in wherever you're doing business, but in the example that we're going to be using, it's going to be in North Atlanta. Okay, this particular client doesn't specialize in a geo-specific territory other than North Atlanta. They do, however, specialize in a particular type of real estate, which in this case is golf course country club homes. And what they did is a long time ago, they went out and they took original images of this golf course. These original images have been delivering 1,000 visits per month to their website for a very long period of time. And I'm going to show you how. And then I'm going to explain something to you about using your phone. These images are not the best images in the world. They're not taken by a professional photographer. They are taken with somebody with a cell phone in their hand who timed their visit to this location so that they didn't get people or cars in the background of these images. But some of them are crooked. And what these images are is they're showing amenities and photos of a golf course, club called Hamilton Mill. That's it. Just going through, but there's like 15 of these images. Now here's an interesting thing. When I go to Google Images and I do the search, Hamilton Mills, what do we get? Does everybody see where it says Atlanta Dream Living here? Atlanta Dream Living, 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 Metro Brokers Dreams Time. So of something like 8 images, the first 7 to 8 are all Atlanta Dream Living, and they beat Pinterest, Stellar, Abercore Company. What happens if you click an image? It takes you to the home page that the image is located on, which happens to be a page of their real estate website. So you know the images are driving traffic, but what you don't necessarily know is how much. So here is the last 90 days of Google of Atlanta Dream Living. You can kind of see the first part of the domain up here. You can see that they've had 15,000 users, which is a lot of users. When we go to another tool with Atlanta Dream Living and we look at the last 90 days, how many of those have been based on images? We've had 164,000 impressions and 1,014 clicks coming in from images. The brand awareness in the image library for this particular customer is insane, because you're not just seeing a couple of images, you're seeing tons for every single one of these communities. The funny thing about these images and the funny thing about taking these images is we took these images over time, if memory serves me correct. And one of the things that, if you're specializing in a territory or you're doing subdivisions or you're doing neighborhoods, you're a real estate agent. My guess is that it doesn't really matter where your leads are coming from. You've got to be in these neighborhoods. There are many of you that go on something called listing caravans. There are others of you that go to things called open houses. Whatever it is that you do, if you're a real estate agent, you're focused on this kind of, you're there, you're in the area. And I understand that you're highly focused on selling the home, putting up the signs, talking to your customers, you're running around with a crazy schedule. But if you're in any kind of enclave, territory, neighborhood, it doesn't really matter where, you already know what the notable features of this neighborhood are. Whether that's a sign, like this one, an amenity, like this. There are all sorts of things that are relevant when it comes to a particular area. Now, here's the interesting thing about taking images. All of you should have your phone with you. Most of you who are in real estate are already operating, over 80% of you operate with an Apple cell phone, which means that you have a camera inside your cell phone, which is probably one of the best cameras that money can buy. So talking about image quality or anything like that is just not wise. There are data points that happen when you take the picture. If you took these images and uploaded them to a page on a website, let's just say that you're in Van Nuys, and I take a picture of a couple of local, like I take a picture of the Van Nuys City Hall, and then I go ahead and take a picture of a couple of neighborhoods, or I title a photo like "My house is a Van Nuys bungalow," is what it is. So I would take an image of this house, maybe take a couple pictures inside and out. In total, if I took my camera right now and walked around and just took a picture in front and a picture in back, it would probably take me under 5 minutes. And if I uploaded it with the right description onto my website, I'm now accessing the image library. Now, images and image optimization is not competitive. And I, again, can prove it. The search that I did is Hamilton Mills. That's it. That's all I put in here in the images. You see, I went to these tabs, I put in, clicked on images, and I put in the search Hamilton Mills. You can see the first 7 images. All right. There's one image right here that's coming in that seems to be different. It's a different angle for the same, they took a better picture of this image. That's it. That's what happened. They took a better picture of the same feature in Hamilton Mills, which is another thing. It doesn't matter that other people have taken pictures of the feature. With images, just like anything else in the image library, oftentimes people are doing research and they're trying to get a visual impression of the area that we're talking about. Once again, we have another picture of Hamilton Mill, which is this one by Metro Broker. So we have 3 images of the same thing. Why is Atlanta Dream Living? They didn't take the best picture, but they absolutely have the most information on Hamilton Mills, and Google does catalog that. So if you click on this, you're going to see all these other images. And Google is measuring all these photos by interaction and user behavior, which is why Atlanta Dream Living is doing so well and nobody else is. You go to the site, and even though it's not super sexy, there is a pretty complete photo carousel of this neighborhood. It does drive a lot of the results for this page. 10% of the results from this page come from this photo carousel. It probably took the client an additional 30 minutes to an hour to collect all the images, and I'm being very generous in terms of time. They had to do it once, years ago. No, 5 years ago, 10 years ago even. I don't know when it was, but it was a long time ago. And for that, they've continued to receive 10% increased results for the entirety of their website life. So what is this video about? This video is about saying, hey, this is, if you own your own real estate website, and most of you who are getting this as a service update, of course you do, because you're in business with me, and some of you who are looking at this video that maybe as a one of my subscribers on my list, or maybe I uploaded it to my YouTube channel, and I've got 7,000 subscribers on my list at this point, so there's a lot of people that could be looking at this video. But here's what the messaging is. You have the most powerful marketing tool that has ever been created for a real estate agent in your pocket. Utilizing this tool, creating the habits that surround the use of this tool will be the most important thing that I ever do or don't get you to do. That's it. Whether you're taking videos with it, whether you're taking images with it, and images are easier than video because they don't feature you. There's no resistance to you. All you're doing is being photographically you're being a photographic educator in an area that theoretically you should be an expert in. I'm saying that most of you who practice real estate to one degree or another consider yourselves to be professionals. One of those things that is expected of professionals to understand, especially professionals that make as much money as real estate professionals do, in the eyes of the world at least, is that you must know your product, right? Know what you're servicing. Photos is really one of the easiest ways, one of the simplest ways to demonstrate expertise. If you happen to be leveraging a website, great. If you don't happen to be leveraging a website, you can leverage Pinterest, you can leverage your Google My Business profile. There's so many different free ways that you could get into this habit today that make a lot of sense for you in terms of marketing. You could create a couple Pinterest boards and start to upload your images there. If you're new in the real estate business, start with getting these images, putting them somewhere where, like on a social media platform that separates them out by neighborhood, by property type, by what you're doing. But here's the important thing. Take that camera out, and every day you get in that car, all of you, my clients, everybody else, every day that you get in that car, you're going to a closing today. You're going to go show a home. Get out the door 10 minutes early. That's it. That's all this recommendation requires, is that you arrive at your destination 10 minutes early. When you're driving to your destination, when you're at your destination, pull out the camera. Just get used to taking a photo of the homes that you have listed, of the homes next door to the homes you have listed, because these are photographic ideas that you're giving to other people. Just in the process of selling home A, love this neighborhood, look at these other homes that are similar right next door. The metadata itself is going to say whether or not you're in Hamilton Mill, Van Nuys, Tarzana, Encino, whatever your local area is. If you just got used to uploading that image to an image pack on your website like this, a photo carousel, you're going to end up, which by the way, if you're a customer of mine, all you got to do is upload those images to Basecamp. I do all the rest for you. There is no, it could not be simpler. You simply say, I took the photo here. Here's the actual photos. Please add them to my website. That's it. That's it. It takes you 5 to 10 minutes per day to remember to take the photos. It takes you another 5 or 10 minutes to wait for the photos to upload, mostly in the Basecamp. It's not like it takes you that long to click the button. You got to check the photos and then you upload them. You give the small little teeny tiny bits of instruction in terms of which areas the photos go towards, and that's it. You keep going about your day. And I do this. I make sure the photos are optimized and tagged because honestly, we can leverage photos in 5 or 6 different ways for our clients. For those of you who are not the client of inboundREM and you're still trying to leverage photos, there is additional layers of optimization that go into them, such as tagging, alt tagging the photo when you put it on the website and doing other things. Now, I do all of that for my clients so that it's super easy for Google to sort through these photos and find out where they are. Now, an interesting thing about this is the number one area that drives photos for, or drives traffic for my clients is not Hamilton Mills. I'm just showing you Hamilton Mills. It was a cool example. This neighborhood shows more photos does more photos than anything else. Atlanta Dream Living, Atlanta Dream Living, Atlanta Dream Living, Atlanta Dream Living. And the reason is simple. People love real estate porn is what I call it. But basically, any time that you're out in an area that you vaguely represent, if you happen to have beautiful examples of real estate in that area, it's the same thing as really beautiful women taking pictures of themselves, really beautiful men doing the same, whatever it is, right? People click on these images out of curiosity, and we'll take the curiosity click. Now, in this case, the client sells the homes that go into this particular area. It's taking forever to load. I wonder if it's okay. I didn't like how long that took to load. It's a site I built. It could be the site, could be the internet, who knows? But I didn't like that. So they do this, and guess what? For those of you who are my clients or other clients, or Google is getting really good at recording user behavior. It doesn't even matter if it's on a website. They're getting good at recording it on the image library. They're getting good on recording it on Google My Business. Now, the best result is absolutely to have your own website and be recording these results here. But if for some reason you don't have your own website, it is possible to get signals in other places. But these signals, this curiosity, this image rotation makes it more likely that you will rank for whatever the subject matter of the page is. So doing a couple of these images when you have the chance that are absolutely maybe not representative of anything that you usually sell or sell much of, but you still take them. You still go out to those neighborhoods and take the picture of the one nice custom home in the neighborhood that you know exists. Somebody spent a couple $1,000,000 building it up, and even though it may not be representative of the entire neighborhood, you take 3 or 4 other images that are, and then you take that image for sure and upload it. That is a very specific piece of image advice. If any of you are dealing with neighborhoods, condominium buildings, or anything that has specific amenities, like we're looking at a golf course, country club home, we always take pictures of the amenities. This is just taking pictures of the course because the course itself is a feature of Chateau Elan. And this is obviously the exercise room and everything else. There's an equestrian center. This is an important element because they're telling you there's an equestrian center. So take an image of everything. Like if you are in this area and you know you want to take a picture, like let's say you are doing a country club home or you are doing a golf course, you are doing a park. For those image safaris, you may end up having to leave like 30 minutes early as opposed to the 5 to 10. Most of you are dealing with neighborhoods or subdivisions, and those really only take 5 to 10. Couple shots of the model homes, one or two shots of representative houses. And then if the subdivision, like here in California, subdivision amenities is becoming a big deal. The clubhouse, pools, tennis courts, things like that. They're almost master plan communities. And those communities, you definitely take a picture of everything I just mentioned, the pool, the clubhouse, everything else. And we upload it as one visual story, like telling representation of that neighborhood. And once these images are done and they have the metadata in them that said that the image was taken in the neighborhood itself, we do start to get credit in two separate ways. This is for everybody. So if you own a site though, you're getting double the bang for your buck, because just like video that has image, that has location, metadata, if you're here taking pictures, you are also sending signals to Google that are really clearly readable that you're a hyper local expert. If your images happen to get interacted with the same way that these clients' interaction images get interacted with, you start ranking up in the hyperlocal search results, which would be realtor in city name. Now, this realtor is not a good example because they do too big of a territory and haven't really specified their area of expertise, because their area is all of North Atlanta. That doesn't do good for hyperlocal search. But other clients of mine have ranked very well, and images are always one of those things that's going to give you the extra credit, that's going to bump your ranking up in the hyperlocal search results, which in turn will make you pop up first for your local city name. It also might very well be impacting your search position inside the paid search results. It basically is sending definitive signals to Google that you are truly a committed, dedicated professional that specializes in the areas you say you specialize in, because they have proof. All they can track is digital stuff. This is a simple signal that you can send with just minutes of your time. And there's no resistance in terms of, hey, you don't have to be in these photos. As a matter of fact, it's probably better that you're not. So thank you very much. This has been, for my clients, this has been an update that's going to come in around month number 9. And for everybody else that's watching this video, this has been just a little bit of extra credit for you in terms of what you can do with images in your real estate business.